Go ahead, Margot. We haven't heard from you.
Yeah, I just would like to share what I consider a couple of really great wins and also one kind of scary experience. Yesterday, I had an annual meeting with my cardiologist. 14 years ago, I had a heart attack and a triple bypass, and a lot of it due to weight and lifestyle, and everything was off. And naturally, as soon as that happened, I had a major scare and I started changing things in my life, trying every diet in the book that there was, and lost the weight, put the weight on, all of that, and really didn't get into what I needed to do to really change. And then 10 years ago, I discovered Dr. A and the Habits of Health and got into that program and ultimately lost 110 pounds. And I have kept it off in all that time. And the main reason I've kept it off is because of the habits of health that I learned. But each year when I go in for my cardiac follow-up and he does all the tests, he always says, "I'm just so amazed at how you're doing." And we talk a little bit about it. And 3 years into it, I finally got him to go to a chiropractor. And every year now, he still thanks me for that thing that I did for him all those years ago when I finally got him to a point where he can stand up over surgery for 8 hours and not be in severe pain. So that was a major win, but it continued. And we always talked about health and talked about what I was doing. Well, yesterday, when I sat down with him and he had done all my labs, he was looking at my labs and all of a sudden he turned the screen to me and he goes, "Look at this, look at this." And I'm going, what am I looking at? And he goes, "I cannot believe how every year you come to see me, you're getting healthier." He said, "I don't see that with my other patients." And I said, "Well, doc, he stopped me right there and he goes, "Okay, talk to me again about what you're doing." And I said, "I will if you'll listen to me." And he said, I'm listening, I'm listening. And I said, "The only true constant in my life in the last 10 years has been the life transformation I went through with a program called Habits of Health and Optavia." I said Optavia is the weight loss portion of it, but Habits of Health is what has kept me going for the last 10 years. And he said, "That's great." And I said, "Doc, it could be so good for your patients that are struggling, that aren't getting better each year." And he said, "Well, not all my patients need to lose weight." And I said, "Neither do all of our clients." I said, "Some of them don't need to lose weight. Some of them do. Some of them need other things. But everybody on the planet needs to transform their life so they can live a better life." He goes, "Okay." He said, "Do you have some things you can send me?" First time he ever asked. I said, "Not to worry. I will get some things to you." So that's the double win upside. It was a great day till I went downstairs and I was at Abbott Northwestern Hospital. And for anybody that knows, it's a major, major hospital in Minnesota. And I'm waiting for my ride. And I sat there for about 20 minutes. And I ended up crying because of what I saw coming in and out the doors of that hospital. And I can say maybe 1 out of every 20 people that walked by me looked like they didn't need to lose weight, but that didn't tell me what their life was like. But all these people that were morbidly obese, they were coming for all kinds of things. They weren't coming there for weight loss. They were, I'm sure some of them were, but I mean, just the fact that the general public, as I was watching it go by, was so unhealthy. and you could see it. I mean, their eyes weren't shining, their skin was discolored, their bodies were misshapen. It was horrifying. And I had to really, on the way home, I had to really pull myself together and go back to my win and not forget what I had done. And all I could think about is, I wish I could have walked up to every one of those people and given them a card and said, call me, please call me. You need help. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that. But somehow I'm going to find a better way to get out there and get out there more, because it has to be done. We are in so much trouble. And I would like everybody to have the experience I had yesterday, not because of a heart attack, but just to go to your doctor for an annual physical and have them tell you how great you're doing at 75 years old. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, gang. That's it for today.
Well, I hope you keep sticking to it, because it's a great story. I was hanging on every word of it. And, how about that passion, guys? You don't, when you have that, you don't need to have all the words right. You just need to be able to share that. And, I've heard JC talk about it before when he talks about, we go from it would be nice, right, to I want to, I don't know if I'm skipping steps, but I must have. The last one's I must have, right? And she's Margo's at that place. She's at I must share with more people, right? More people have to have this opportunity, right? It's a must have for her.
That's actually obviously we're just so lucky to have Dr. Ray and all his wisdom. Like I find myself often like having people say, "Oh, wow, that was really great what you said, JC." I'm like, yeah, I kind of took it from Dr. Ray. But in that, Dr. Ray talks a lot about something that we all have to get good at. A lot of people say, "How do I get new clients?" It has a lot to do with what you look like to clients, and if you look like what they're looking for, right? So that's one idea. But when you start interacting, that's the first step. Once somebody